Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to share with you my build. Again, this is kind of, I try to find out the things that I really enjoy and share it with you once I'm kind of more satisfied with the core of the build, and I'm going to share this in this video. So basically this is a Runemaster melee spellcaster, which insane burst damage, crazy durability. I'm using light damage and lots of spark damage in order to, again, you're going to see it also, I'm pulling enemies together and kind of try to buff the damage by making sure that all enemies are packed together, which is great, by the way, when you are just doing regular runs, when you just run through to the end and then just tons of enemies are on you and just pack everybody together and they die instantly. And because all of them are kind of exploding and taking the spark damage, the damage is crazy, insane, because everybody eats everybody and just explode in a big boom. Also, again, sparking them out is very satisfying, and of course there are lots of synergies with all these explosions that trigger in the explosion chain, alongside a superb single target melee damage. This means that this build is also crazy against bosses, and lots of maneuverability and kind of a snappiness and responsiveness as well. So basically you're using a lot of the small ones to eliminate the bigger ones instantly. Again, because it's so snappy, it feels like you're kind of headbutting enemies and they just explode. It feels very, very satisfying when you play with it. And because you're generating mana very, very fast in wards, you're getting very, very tanky with this build. I'm still working on adding a bit more health to make sure that just in case, I need it, and some the endurance won't actually keep me down too much. Just in case there is kind of this emergency situation, I'm able to get out of it. I have tons of stuns. Basically, I'm stunning enemies like crazy, as you can see here, because I have insane stun on my sword, on my katana, as you can see in a moment, which I'm going to share the build, of course. And lots of the stuns basically means less damage, alright? And this sticks for any type of damage, not just with my melee weapon. So you can see, by the way, the pull, which is the utility to pull enemies together and explode. You see, they need to increase the area, so it'd be much, much bigger, hopefully like 2 times what you see here. So it'd be much, much easier to grip everybody that they see on the screen. That's at least the goal. Just let them explode all together in a single boom. Here you can see again more. Here I'm again grouping enemies together. I'm just moving. I see lots of enemies group them together. And again, the big one getting tons of damage because the small ones explode with all the thick damage of the spark. And it's crazy. And of course I can use my invocation as well, which is the main damage dealing, but again, this is kind of a very easy way and cheap way to eliminate enemies and save the spark just in case you need it for, I don't know, other insane burst damage. You can see that I'm just zapping. I can just even jump above the dragon to the other side when I see that he's attacking me. By the time he attacks me, I just move to another place. Again, it's very, very responsive. I can easily get out and get in again just in case not to get hit. Again, it feels so snappy and so responsive with insane burst of damage, lightning damage. You can see lots of big enemies kind of all dead together, but just me kind of creeping everybody into a single place. See 2 of them. This is why this build is actually scales very well and do 100, and again, the more enemies, the more AP I am. So again, it was built in order to, I find the way that it fits my play style, the way I want to play it, and also be very, very good in terms of insane damage, everything that I really want it to be. But of course, it will get improved and I'm going to share on my channel. So let's jump into explanation about the build. Just one note, although again, this is not a type of minion type of build, the bees actually can work well with the glove, because you can, by the way, you can do, if you want to, you can do range attack as well. But again, this build is so into the face that I just remove it so I can get more mana regeneration. But the bees, because they also hit, they actually also have a chance to actually trigger the spark. And this is why I'm actually getting the bees actually dealing massive damage, especially if they're in a group and there are lots of enemies. They kind of have a chance to trigger the spark, and then there's lots of damage happen as well, while me actually not doing anything sometimes. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's synergy as well, but overall I decided not to use them at the moment because I want just better gloves for other things. Alright, the build. We're going to quickly over it. I'm focusing on lots of fast mana regeneration. I want it because I need to. This build is very, very responsive. I have no time to channel or anything, and everything is just very, very reactive. See here I have increased lightning damage, vitality. I'm just going to show you if you kind of new. So we need. I get extra health, and poison and necrotic resistance as well. I also have increase health. This is very important for me, just in case I get low. I want also with endurance to kind of give me a time to get out, so I won't die instantly, just in case. Increase armor. Again, if you have any other suggestions, of course, let me know in the comment section below. But again, this is done purely based on what I did and progress through the game and what works for me so far. I needed a fast weapon. The thing is that I have several of them. So it's important to me that the weapon will be fast, because we're going to tick spark a lot here. So I want to be very, very also strong as a melee, again a single target, but also good to kind of activate the spark, which I'm going to show you. Of course, this is active in the skill tree. And stun chance. This has 2 stun chance. This is crazy. I'm just stunning almost everything instantly. It's just crazy nuts. And the thing is, I checked other versions of it. You can see this is with fertility to lower incoming damage, and also with stun chance, but this is low. This is with stun, shock on hit, critical strike chance, and this is really fast melee attack speed. And overall, I found out that, well, basically this is a great damage reduction type of thing. It still get crazy amount of damage, and because I stun them. Again, when you stun them even if you do any type of hit, not just with hitting with the weapon itself. So it's crazy powerful throughout. Basically, you get much less damage once you start doing it. And I'm going to the face with this build. This is kind of main thing here. In this build, although again it's so strong, I can actually even change it to something else, which I might, by the way. But again, it's rely here on a chance to apply spark charge on hit, which is not just the melee weapon, it's also of course with any skill that I use, so as long as it hits. By the way, it changes also with bees, which I use from time to time here and there, but with the gloves, but not anymore. So spark explosion area, which is great. You can actually check on a free time. This is I need to change, but right now this is what I have. This is good because that's physical and resistance and necrotic resistance, which I want to balance later on. Intelligence, I need high intelligence as well to preserve the words. I'm just gonna show you if I can't do it here. Oh, never mind. This is I got and I stay with it because of the high mana regeneration. 54%, as you can see. Again, it's changeable if I get something with high mana regeneration. This is for defense, critical strike avoidance, and reduce bonus damage taken. Again, all allow me to, just in case I get low, to kind of survive this. Stun chance as well here. Leech and mana regen, but also this is replaceable. We're going to go over quickly. Again, this is I've changed sometimes based on the situation. Sometimes I need to fit something else, but overall it works well for me with emphasis on word retention. Alright, these are the blessing. You can quickly go over them that I have right now. Again, I need to choose. Alright, we're going to go now for the skill tree. So basically what I'm using here are, first of all, this one, Flame Reave. I use it more of a utility. So basically this is the most important thing for me. As you can saw, as you've seen in the previous in the footage that I showed you, basically I want to pull enemies in. This synergizes so well with the spark, especially when enemies come in. Just one tap, really one tap, and I can just eliminate big enemies and small enemies, because the small enemies explode and deal damage to the other enemies with the tick as well, and just big explosion and everything dies. Of course I want to optimize it further. I'm not 100% sure about this, but this is the pool is you see here, flame color. Flame Reave returns to you. Flame Reave's damage continues to decrease while returning. And you see Flame Reave pulls enemies with it while it returns to you. This is so important for this build. Because I rely on really fast burst damage. This is for the extra words. It's kind of an initiation. You can have 2 charges, but it's too long. Sometimes don't get to even charge the second one. So just go with one with lower one. But I don't know. I might change this. We need to wait and see. But I prefer one bit faster cooldown. All right. Of course, you can just pause and look at it at yours and make sure it's there. I made sure to check out everything that I've done here. Just showing. This is the mana strike. We're getting mana. Again, I want to get mana very, very fast. And this allows me, again, when I'm attacking, to kind of fill up very fast the mana. It's all about balance, by the way. When I went here too much, because I wanted here, you know, go with this and this full. I went with this full, but it was a bit too much. And I got more words, but basically not fast enough mana regeneration. Even with my mana regeneration, it wasn't enough to get enough mana to make the build more responsive. Therefore, this is the main thing for the Runemaster. Again, I build around that. Again, this build is built around lots of lightning damage. This is the main key, and this means that even this one is kind of converted partially into lightning. All right. So again, this is the main thing that I'm buffing. But again, this is not. I can focus on extra damage, but you see that I'm just doing one. It's not like I'm not channeling it. I'm just pulling it. It's kind of more utility. So because I'm pulling it, I'm not channeling it. Channeling is too slow again for me for this build. So it really doesn't really matter that much. But so I care about it more about the utility when it comes to this ability. All right. So again, this is my main damage dealing. I can leap. Leap allows you, by the way, to engage and disengage, especially when enemies kind of turn to you. You can just jump to the other side and they actually miss their attack. Very, very useful. I actually like that in terms of mobility. The last one is Flame Rush. Again, I decided to take it over Teleport, although, again, if you look at this one, it has... when you cast Teleport, you apply Spark Charge to all enemies around you, which is useful. But overall, again, I wanted to keep just one, not two, because both of them share the same cooldown. And I found out that this one is much more better for me in terms of responsiveness, in terms of the extra spark damage that I can deal with actually passing through enemies. And again, it just feels I'm better in controlling the fight and better both in damage and utility. It's better overall. I decided to stay with it. Overall, again, I'm just going to spark immediately. By the way, I think, yeah, I'm missing one here. I don't know why it's good. I think I was full. Nonetheless, it needs to be full. So mana strike hits have a chance to attach a spark. All right. And again, just a few are needed in order to make it work. And the other thing is that I want to pull first when I get to lots of enemies and then do the spark. So actually it wasn't really crucial for me to get all the sparks straight away, although it can be useful. This one I find to be much more fun and useful overall. Yeah, so I'm going to show more updates later on, but this is kind of the core of the build. I find it kind of really liking what I'm actually having, and I'm going to share more. Again, this is for in-game, of course, and it's just working so well, and I'm going to share more, of course, when I do some changes. So make sure to subscribe. See you on the next video.